Hi, I'm Kat and I play Raid. We're coming up to Essen, so we are doing the yearly play through the stuff we've had and culling, possibly keeping, making decisions in a desperate attempt to try and get some more room on the shelves. So something we've picked up recently is London Necropolis Railway. This was produced in quite small quantities. It's designed by Daniel Newman and was available from Spielworxx. Let's have a look at how it plays. The cholera epidemic in the 1840s in London has overrun the city's ability to bury their dead. A new cemetery has to be built that has room for expansion. The only way to get the deceased and their mourners there is by train. You and your fellow planners have to submit proposals for the system. The most successful design will be awarded the contract and win the game. So in the middle here we have the main board. This shows the round tracker, crypts available for purchase, bonus action spaces, and there's a little reminder at the bottom here of the things that happen at the turn of the century, which is round 6, and at the end of the game. Check you have the right side of the board for the player count. Here we have the 2 or 3 player, and the other side has 4 dots for 4 players. Each player has a set of boards that encompass the entire system. We have the London Terminus board here, the railway, and Brookwood Necropolis as our third board. So here we have the London Terminus board. We have the station here, and you're going to place and flip tiles to increase your income. We have storage for mourner cubes and coffins, and we have the prestige track here. These give you instant and ongoing bonuses, also some end game points for staff. Next we have the railway board. This connects London to Brookwood Cemetery, and that is going to carry your coffins and mourners to the necropolis and then return back to London, where you will collect income. Carriages can be added and upgraded to carry more. Cards can also be placed below the board to give you one-time bonuses. Lastly, we have the Necropolis board. This is where coffins are buried and mourners gather. Crypts may be purchased from the main board using mourners, and these will increase the value of your column scores at the end of the game. Each of your rows requires a staff member to bury coffins in that row, and you'll start with one guy that you can place wherever you want, but we need to look at some other stuff first. Any coffins that arrive and can't be buried must be placed in Potter's Field here and will be worth just 1 point at the end of the game. Players will start with their train in London, their prestige marker at the start of the track, pile of railway tiles which will enable them to upgrade their train, a pile of London tiles that will be used to upgrade the London board and subsequently upgrade your income, 6 mourner cubes, so we have 3 here in the Necropolis, and we're going to start with 3 on our train here. We're then going to draw 2 coffins randomly from the bag to pop on our train. So let's do that. So we've got a turquoise and a blue. So these are going to start on my train here. Oops. You'll also get £10 and 3 action markers in blue, grey and green. You're then going to place your staff piece in the Necropolis. Now I know what my starting coffins are. I'm going to place him there, which means I can bury on this row. And if you notice, my purple and my blue here are going to give me a bonus when I place them. Remove all the cards from the deck, not relevant for player count. And again, you'll see these little dots. So we're set up for 2 players, so all the cards will have these 2 dots, and these are nicely noticeable. I know with some games, you've got to really search to find it. You're going to flip 3 cards over, 1 at a time, to form the market. Now, whenever a card comes into the market, it's going to get 2 of these action discs under it. And if you'll notice, this last card we flipped here has these 2 discs. So whenever you flip a card, you're going to pop discs on it that match the card at the top of the deck. In your turn, you will choose one of the 3 available cards and take your actions from it. As you take a card, take the discs from below it. You may now take 1, 2 or 3 actions shown on the card as long as you have the action discs to do so. Each action costs a disc of the matching colour. So to do this top action here, you'd need a blue, here you'd need a green, and here you'd need a grey. So this top part of the cards, the blue part, relates to the London board, and these actions allow you to either place or upgrade tiles on your London board with the matching symbols. The green part of the card here will allow you to either buy a crypt from the main board or buy a worker for 2 coins. The grey part at the bottom here will either allow you a special train action, or you can discard it in order to upgrade your train. So here, this one gives you an extra 2 coins if your train is full when it arrives. What would I like to do? I think I want some more workers at the moment. I don't have much in the way of mourners to be buying Necropolis yet. So I'm going to take this card and I take those 2 discs, and let's work through these actions together. So the first thing I'm going to do is discard a blue disc to pay for this. Now this allows me to upgrade one of the matching spaces on my London board and pay the cost shown at the bottom here. So let's have a look. It's the cross actions. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? That's lots of coin and some mourners. And this one is coffins and mourners. I know that money is always tight in this game, so I'm going to place this. Now to place this, I have to pay 2 coin. So do that and pay. Oh, get my free change. And place that here. So now in my income phase, instead of just getting the 1 coin from that spot, I'll get 3 coins and 2 Morna cubes. So the next action on my card here is a green action, so I'm going to pay a green disc, pay 2 coins for another worker, and I get to place them on one of the rows here. Let's go here. I'm going to pop him there. Actually, no, I'm going to go at the top so that I can work down nicely. And then my last action here. Now, I'm not so worried about these bonuses at the moment, but what I'm going to do is actually upgrade my train. So I pay a grey disc. Now, I can either choose to add a new carriage, either to take more coffins or to take more mourners. Alternatively, I can flip these tiles, which will not only increase my capacity, but if I manage to upgrade both carriages in each section here, I'll gain the bonus shown in the middle. So if I upgrade this first one here, I'll get 2 orange discs. Orange discs are actually wild and can be used for anything, so they're super helpful. This will give me my white worker, who actually doesn't require a salary. All your other workers, when you come to London, you'll have to pay their salary, whereas this guy's free. And this will give you a Necropolis. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to upgrade this one. So if you can see now, this carriage can carry 3 coffins, but I've still only got 2 in there, which is fine. So I've done my 3 actions from the card. You can now actually take some bonus actions for free. You can discard discs to upgrade your prestige tracks. So here I'd discard 1 blue, here I'd discard a green or a grey, here 2 blues, etc. And these are going to give you good bonuses. These give you one-off bonuses for your train movement, and these will increase your train movement. I don't want to do that for now. That's fine. The other thing I can do is choose to put a disc on this central board here. These are one-off. If you place a disc here, you're going to get 2 coins, and that disc will stay there until the end of the game. Again, at the moment, I don't need to do that. So the action part of my phase is done. So now I'm going to move my train the appropriate number of spaces. So because I did all 3 actions, my train will move 1, 2, 3 as shown on the card. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And I'm not quite there yet. That's fine. We'll worry about that next turn. In the meantime, that card is discarded. A new card will come out. And as we see here, this will get a grey and a green disc on it relating to the card there. So that's the end of my first turn. So I'm going to take my next turn. Now these 2 cards, the bottom 2 actions are identical. I don't want to do this one because it's got no train movement. So it's one of these I'm going to want. What do I want to upgrade? I'm going to take this one and take the discs. So the first thing I get to do is upgrade, or place in this case, a tile, and I'm going to place this one, 1A. So this is going to go here, and it costs me 2 coins to place. Pay my disc, pay my blue disc, then pay my green disc to place a crypt. Now I have 3 mourners here, so I'm going to pay these 3 cubes and take this first brown crypt here, which I'm going to place there. And we'll talk about end scoring when we get a bit closer. The next part here, I think I'm actually going to take this train action. So I pay a green disc. So I pay a grey disc and place this card under here for this action. Now you can see I can have up to 3 cards under here waiting to use these actions. So again, I used all 3 actions. I'm going to get 3 train movements. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now we passed through Brookwood Necropolis, so we get to do all the relevant actions with that board. So I get to transfer everything off my train. So these 3 mourners go here, and I get to place my 2 coffins on a row that has a worker. So, and this is why I went for that second row. I'm going to pop 1 here, which gets me a coin, and 1 here. And because the colours match, I get a coin for each placement. Now, in terms of placing your coffins, you will score for the most represented coffin colour, try saying that quickly, on each column. So standard, it's multiplied by 2, but with the crypts, it will increase. The brown crypts multiply by 4, the yellows by 6, and the whites by 8, and that's shown on the board there. So ideally, you want to be getting as many of the same colour on each column as possible. However, you're also going to gain points for having complete rows. So it's 10 points for each complete row. And don't forget, you cannot place coffins into a row unless you have a worker there. So I've done my Necropolis action. Now at this point, I could choose to discard this card. This card gives me an extra 2 coins for each complete mourner's carriage. And my carriage was full, so I think I'm actually going to discard that and get 2 coins. So 2 more coins because I'm going to need some money. And I'm running a bit low. Don't forget, after everyone's had their turn, to move your round marker down. We took a card from the display, so we need to restock that. So pop that out and put a blue and a grey under this card. So I'm going to do one more action to show you what happens as my train reaches London. Now, because of the things that happen there, I'm actually going to take this card, except I haven't got any green discs. It is what it is. I'm going to take this card, so my blue action. Now, at this point, I could choose to upgrade this tile rather than place another, and that would cost me 2 coins. Do I want to do that? Oh, I don't know. Do you know what? I'm going to do that. 2 coins to upgrade. And we'll talk about the worker symbol in a second. I have no green discs, so I can't buy another crypt. However, I'm going to play the grey action and pop that there. and I'm going to get 2 movement on my train. So we're going to move the train 2 spaces, and we hit London. So now we get to do our London actions. The first thing you're going to do is take income from your board. Now this can get quite overwhelming because there's quite a bit of stuff on here. So I'm going to get, let's do the top row first. 4 coins, so put a 1 in, take a 5, and 2 mourners, which we'll pop there for now. No green discs, 2 coffins, which I'm going to draw blindly from the bag. 2, oh, 2 red. Don't know if that's trying to tell me something. I get another 2 mourners here. So you're going to go there. Now, you'll notice here, it tells you you need to pay 2 coins per worker. Now, currently, I just have the 2 over here. So that would cost me a total of 4 coins. But I'm going to start running out of coins because I don't have that many. So I'm going to use my grey card here, which says I only pay £1 for each worker. So my total cost will be 2 coins, and I discard that card because I've used it. So here I'm going to get another 4 coins. Okay, I'm getting decent income here. Another 2 mourners and another 1 mourner. So that is my income. I then place onto my train and fill that up, ready to go back round again. Now you'll notice on the London board there's these 10s here and these worker symbols here. So if you manage to get both of these tiles placed and upgraded, you'll get an extra 10 points. Same with these 2, same with these 2, and same with those 2. So this is a nice way of bumping up those points at the end of the game. Also, when buying workers, it's not purely for the other board. When you buy workers, you can choose to place them onto upgraded tiles like this. At the end of the game, these will give you points, and the number of points will depend on how far up this progress track you've got. So at the moment, each worker will only give me 1 point. However, if I upgrade it once, it will be 3 points. Upgrade it again, 5, 10, 15 and 20 points per worker on the London board. So don't forget to do your progress here. Also, this will give you immediate extra moves, and these 2 spaces will give you permanent boosts to your train movement. Yep. So we'll continue playing actions and going backwards and forward between our 2 boards here until we hit round 6. Now this represents the turn of the century. So as soon as turn 6 is over, players take a free action, and this won't cost you any coins or discs. So your options are to place, take him off, place or upgrade a tile on the London board. You can place or upgrade a tile on your railway board. You can hire a staff for free, which as we've seen would normally cost 2 coins. You still have to pay their salaries though, so don't forget that. You can also build a crypt. However, for that, you still have to pay the number of mourners as indicated on the bottom there. After that, you're going to move into round 7 and carry on until you hit round 12. At the end of round 12, it shows you here, you're going to have a look at where your train is, and you're going to move it to the nearest part of your board, so either to London or to the Necropolis. So if it's here, if I've just gone past London, I'm going to move it here and carry out the actions there. Or if I'm this side of the board, I'm going to move it to London and take the London actions. At that point as well, you can also choose to hire a worker or buy a crypt. So all the information you need for the end of the century and end of the game is just written here on the board. So we've just finished round 12. So the first thing I'm going to do is move my train to the nearest location, which is London. So I need to pick up my bonuses, which is 5, 1 coffin, another 5 and 2 mourners. There's my coffin. 6 coffins here and 3 coffins there, so 9 coffins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, all black and red, I approve. And another 6 mourners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 there. Let's move these over a bit. I need to pay for my workers. Now, the workers I've got here also expect salaries of them. Rude. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and we have my white worker who is, I don't know, let's call them an intern, so they don't get paid. So we pay 12 coins, and then we're going to get 4 coins, 2 cubes, 4 coins, 2 cubes, another 4 coins and 2 coffins. That's right, and these all go here. And then I can either pay for another worker or buy a crypt. Now, all these mourners, I think I'm going to buy a crypt. So let's have a look. 9. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. And buy this one and pop it in this row. There we go. And now we'll move on to final scoring. So you're going to need a little pen and paper for scoring, which I of course forgot to bring, but we're going to keep track between us and someone will tell me off because my math is wrong. The first thing we're going to do is have a look at London, and we're going to multiply the value here by the number of workers on this board. So we're going to get 10, 20, 30. We're then going to look at any pairs that were upgraded. Now this pair was upgraded, both of these tiles, so I get 10 for there. Both of these tiles are upgraded. Even though they're not staffed, I still score that 10. And the saddest thing here is the fact that this one isn't upgraded, so I won't score any points. So at the moment I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 50 points, okay? So we're all going to remember 50 points. We're then going to move over to our Necropolis board and see what we score over here. The first thing you're going to do is score 10 points for each completed row. 10, 20, 30, 40. So we're at 90 points. Then for each column, you need to determine which colour coffin is the most represented. So in this row, it's the turquoise. So we have 3, and because it has a brown crypt, we're going to multiply that by 4. so that's 12 points. Here we only have the 2 purples, times 2 is 4. Here we have the red, so that's 3 multiplied by 8. And it's going to be the same here, but with black, so it's 3 times 8, so another 24 points. And 3 multiplied by 2 for this last column. Each coffin that's left over is worth 1 victory point, so that would give me another 4 points. And then any mourners that are left here are converted to money. So 2 coins for my 1 worker. And we're going to gain 1 point for every 5 coins. And see, after all that worrying about money, we've got 18. So that would be 3 points for 15 money. You're going to add all of those up, which I've now forgotten, but of course you guys have kept track, haven't you? And that would be my final score.
143.
Oh. 143 according to Rob. So my 143 points. We see who has the most, and the player with the most points is the winner. So with my 161 points, we see who is the winner. London Necropolis Railway is at its heart a pick up and deliver game. However, obviously it appealed to me because of its wonderfully quirky theme. I love the little coffins, I love the theme, and we don't actually own very many pick up and deliver games. So this is staying with us. You won't find this coming up on my Essen sales posts. It's a really enjoyable game. It's set up so that the cards run out at exactly the right time. So you know, see, I've still got cards here, which I shouldn't, so ignore that. 12 rounds, you know where you are, you know what's happening, you can see the cards in advance. So a lot of it you can plan in advance. There's not a lot of downtime in terms of AP. Plays 2 to 4 players in around 60 minutes. There's quite a bit going on, but a lot of it is repeated. So the symbology is all obvious, it's all clear. The squares are just squares. You can't go wrong. The coffins are coffins. It all makes sense. Presented in a really lovely way for such a dark theme. Thoroughly enjoyable. I recommend it if you can get your hands on it. I picked this up at Essen, I think in 2022. I don't know how easy. Have a look and let me know. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed our little chat about coffins, crypts and necropoli. See you next time. Bye.